Most influential communicator. That's an interesting award to be given out because we're talking about influence and we're talking about communication. That was given to Andy Lark. Andy is the VP of marketing for a huge business unit within Dell, VP of global marketing for Dell. It's a big job, but in talking to this guy, he covered off on some really fascinating things, and this podcast covers about 25 minutes, and he not only addressed one of the most important topics that we've been hearing a lot about, and it's this idea of how do you make social media work for big brands, and he has a very definitive, specific thought on that is really quite actionable, that is interesting. That also leads to another idea, which I'll touch on in a second, but the other one is this guy is not just, he hasn't just worked for big companies. He started his own companies. He has his own companies now. He's been involved in big enterprises, small enterprises, and he talks a little bit about, if you happen to have an idea, for a new business within this area of media, marketing, and advertising, that things are going to change more in the next 5 years than they have in the previous 50. The landscape is seismically shifting. It will transform, and now is an opportunity, if you have this idea, to go from being an employee to really being an entrepreneur. He has some very specific thoughts on that. And this last thought I think is fascinating. Should brand managers and ad agency executives change their titles? And what he talks about is this idea of listening. And listening wraps around this, everything that he touches on. And the essence of influencing anyone to your way of thinking is you must listen to them first. And who listens but a salesperson? And is it really more that a brand manager and ad agency executive today need to kind of apply more of the rules of selling, because we all are selling something, as opposed to being a manager or builder of brand or equity? Interesting idea, fascinating guy, and I think you'll get a lot from it. Enjoy.